Let's talk about something that we all love money. It's great to have it, but sometimes it can be tough to manage. That's why we're sharing some easy money rules that you need to remember. These are simple tips that can help you get a handle on your finances and make the most of your hard earned cash. Hi there! Welcome to Luxio, a place where we motivate and inspire future billionaires like you. Number 1. Create a budget and stick to it. Let's talk about budgeting. It's not the most exciting topic, but it's so important for your financial health. Why? Well, for starters, it gives you a clear picture of your income and expenses, so you can make smart decisions about where to put your money. Plus, it helps you prioritize your spending, avoid overspending, and even save money by identifying areas where you can cut back. The best part? Budgeting can reduce stress and anxiety by giving you control over your finances and helping you plan for the future. Just remember, it all comes down to discipline. Number 2, do your tax wisely. Here's a tip for handling your taxes, and go for tax avoidance instead. Tax avoidance is a legal method of minimizing your tax liability without breaking the law, unlike tax evasion, which is illegal. Basically, it means using legal strategies like claiming tax deductions and credits, investing in tax-deferred retirement accounts, and structuring business transactions in a tax-efficient way to reduce the amount of taxes you owe the government. While it's legal, some people debate its ethical implications. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to decide what's best for you. Just make sure you're aware of the legal and ethical considerations and talk to a qualified tax professional if you need advice. Number 3, use those credit scores. It's time to use those credit scores to your advantage. This means understanding both the benefits and risks of credit and using it responsibly. There are several smart ways to use credit, like building credit, taking advantage of rewards programs, and financing large purchases. Building credit is important because it helps you qualify for loans and other financial products with better terms and lower interest rates. Credit cards with rewards programs can earn you cashback or air miles, but it's important to pay your balances in full to avoid interest charges. Smart credit users also research their options, compare interest rates, and negotiate terms when financing large purchases like a car or a home. And they avoid excessive debt by using credit only for necessary expenses and keeping their credit utilization ratio low. Number 4, look out for inflation, but keep it balanced. Back in the day, money used to be backed by gold or other precious metals, which made it super valuable and reliable. But now, things have changed, and keeping all your money in cash is not the smartest idea. This is because of a tricky thing called inflation, which means that prices of things go up over time and make the value of your money go down. This is important to think about when it comes to your personal finances because it affects everything from how much things cost to how your investments perform. Let's say you have $10,000 in a savings account that pays a 1% interest rate per year. If the inflation rate is 3%, the purchasing power of your savings will actually decrease by 2% every year. This means that you'll be losing money in real terms because the interest rate you earn is lower than the inflation rate. So it's kind of like scamming yourself to keep money in your savings account during times of high inflation. That being said, it's also important to have some cash on hand for unexpected expenses or emergencies. You don't want to be caught off guard without any money to fall back on. Plus, life is not always predictable, and you might need to make a big purchase without taking on debt. Finding the right balance between cash and investments can be tough, but it's crucial for managing your wealth. Number 5, do just what you're paid to do. Listen, you might not get paid what you deserve, but instead what you ask for. Don't expect your boss to just give you a raise out of the goodness of their heart. That's not how things work in the world of capitalism. Even though we often hear about meritocracy, it's not always the case that your pay will reflect your hard work. This is because it's hard to measure the value you bring to the organization. But the good news is, you can fix this by developing good negotiation skills. Confident and assertive people tend to get paid more, even if they don't necessarily bring more value to the company than someone who is less assertive. Just remember not to demand an unrealistic amount of money. Do your research and make a reasonable request during salary negotiations. Remember, your compensation should reflect your worth to the organization. Number 6, find out your risk tolerance. When it comes to finance, you need to figure out how much risk you're willing to take. Risk tolerance is all about how much money you're okay with losing in order to make more money. This is super important because it can affect how you invest and how financially secure you are. So, what should you think about when determining your risk tolerance? Well, first of all, you need to know what you're trying to achieve with your investments. Are you looking to make big bucks in the long run? Or just trying to keep your money safe? Your investment goals will help you figure out how much risk you can handle. Another thing to consider is how long you plan to keep your investments. If you're in it for the long haul, you might be able to take more risks. But if you need the money soon, you'll want to be more careful. Your current financial situation matters too. How much debt do you have? Do you have an emergency fund? These things can affect how much risk you can take on. And don't forget about your personal feelings. How do you feel about the idea of losing money? Are you willing to take risks for big rewards? Or do you prefer to play it safe? One thing to keep in mind is that your age can affect how much risk you can take. If you're young, you can afford to take more risks. But if you're older, you might want to be more cautious. Just remember, taking big risks is for rich folks or young people. If you're not in either of those categories, it's probably best to play it safe. Number 7, remember that there are other ways to get that millionaire lifestyle. Have you ever dreamed of living the millionaire lifestyle, but thought it was totally out of reach because, well, you're not a millionaire? Well, guess what? You don't actually need to be a millionaire to live like one. Some people might call it fake it till you make it, while others see it as being savvy with your money. Either way, there are ways to enjoy the perks of a millionaire lifestyle without actually spending like one. For instance, let's say you've always wanted a Lambo. It's a pretty expensive car, costing hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the maintenance fee, fuel costs, and environmental taxes can add up pretty quickly. Unless you've got an unlimited budget, buying a Lambo can be more of a financial burden than anything else. But fear not. If you still want to experience the thrill of driving a supercar, there's a better way. You can simply rent one for a day or weekend whenever you feel like it. This way, you get to enjoy the experience without the long-term commitment or financial burden. Plus, it's a lot safer than actually owning a supercar, and you still get to feel like a millionaire for a day. The same goes for other expensive toys like yachts or private planes. You don't need to own one to enjoy the lifestyle. Just rent one when you want to have some fun or go on a fancy vacation. This way, you get to enjoy the luxuries without breaking the bank. Bonus tip: earn international, spend local. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're a freelancer, you might want to think about earning money in a currency that's different from your own, but spending it in your local currency. Why? Well, for starters, if you're earning in a currency that's stronger than your local one, you can end up with more purchasing power, which means you can save more or even have a better standard of living. Plus, earning in a foreign currency can protect you against inflation and other economic issues in your own country. If your local currency goes through a rough patch, having income in a different currency can be a lifesaver. This is especially true if you're living in a developing economy. Just make sure you're not breaking any laws, okay? That's it, folks. We've covered some important money rules that can help you manage your finances and achieve your financial goals. With a little discipline and some smart choices, you can take control of your finances and achieve your money goals. We hope you learned a lot from this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're always updated with our latest videos. See you later!